I guess I'll do a little bit of crypto chat. I mean, I don't know if I should always add these to my channel, but it seems to be of interest. It might fall into the MGTOW as well, kind of financial independence, and also everything else in your life. It's got connections financially. But it's nice to live off the grid completely, and I think maybe to a certain degree with crypto you can. Or you can have like a second life at least, where you put your money elsewhere for whatever the plans you have for the future, because you know you can't trust necessarily 100% like governments and all sorts of things. And you don't have to be a conspiracy nut, it's just the writing's on the wall, as they say. And so the big thing I was thinking about as well is what happens when Bitcoin shoots up. Naturally all the prices increase, right? But what happens if it shoots up majorly? And what happens if it is shot up by 1 million? Suddenly all these cryptos would be totally through the moon. People would be selling them. I mean, will that bring it back down again? You know, if Bitcoin got to 100,000, at the moment it's 20. Say it's about around 20,000. It bounced between 25 and 30 at the moment. But if it got up to 60, or well, if it got up to 100,000 or above, people would start selling their altcoins, because they would suddenly, well, they tend to go up quicker than the Bitcoin, so the reaction from it going up will suddenly pump more, and you know, they'll go like 10x their value, and people go like, wow, I've made 10 times more what they might put in. That's brilliant. Let's go on there. So that's something I'm thinking about. Or if it just went up to, like I say, if it went up to 1 million, then everyone's would be, you know, got all this wealth, but people would naturally want to spend it very quickly and blow it away. I mean, the idea, I mean, if it did climb that high, I mean, the best thing to do would be spend what you need in the external world and keep the money in somewhere. You know, if you've got enough to be wealthy, that should be fine. You know, you can always like transfer and buy some shares or get some dividends back or something. Yeah, you basically want to have, I mean, you can take, I think it's about 10,000 before tax, for its taxable gains or something. I don't know how that works if you've got a job, but if you've got that much money a year, you could put that aside, couldn't you? And then you just got a little nest egg in the bank, put that in a high interest, and then the other stuff keep wherever you like. It's not your aim is to avoid paying taxes. I mean, definitely pay your taxes. If there are loopholes, then you can also naturally take advantage of them, because everyone else is. You know, it's not a big problem if you're not misusing your finances. Because I'd imagine a lot of people, you know, they basically want to whale. They want to sell all their money and sell all their tokens, and then, you know, blow it basically. But if you get the right kind of token, then it pays you to hold it. I mean, I got Baby Doge. You know, I was looking around for these low cap, low everything, bottom of the pond almost sort of things, and a few quid will get me 1 billion tokens and stuff. But in 10 years, it might be going places. I might be making quite a big chunk of cash. I just have to look at the scale model for everything else at the moment as well. So if I got like, you know, like Bitcoin for instance was to about £200 maybe 10 years ago. I can't remember if it was less than that or what it was, but either way, you get a comparison to how far it's risen. And sure, its utilities are different. It's just like a store of value. And some tokens won't actually do much, but because they're popular, they're kind of utilised socially. That's a different aspect of owning stuff, because some things offer the world, but they're not actually very attractive as a coin, so the people they're not going up that far. And then you've got to ask, what the hell is a coin? Is it a share? Is it sharing a company? You know, what are they, some of these things? Somewhere in the middle, which it kind of is. And then there's other things like, how far will things climb? If it's a kind of an inflationary token that increases over time, then its ultimate goal will be to reach a certain level. It just sort of, depending on demand, it will be stuck at a certain level, and this is what might happen with, you know, Dogecoin. But then again, it's likely to go up in value because of mass adoption. If 5% of the people have adopted it, then if say 50% of the people adopted it and Doge went to £1, then people would cash out, do whatever they do. But they might hold on to it as well. They might be just, I'll use it as I need it. I think if somebody's a millionaire from it, at least set yourself up in a strong position. Like for me, I rent my place, so what I would do is simply buy a place to live in. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't need to have 6 rooms and all these other things. It just has to be nice enough for what I need. So basically live within your means. So would try to live like I'm super rich, but I would just make sure I've got nice things, basically, nice things I enjoy, and that's more the wealth. I just want to enrich myself. I don't want to sort of overinflate myself. Otherwise I become victim of my own succession and succeeding. And succession's like handing on something, isn't it? And then pretty much people will be after that or wanting a bit of that, and that's not really what you want. People just clinging on because they like you for some financial gains you've got. You really want to have, well, you just I say live. It wouldn't be something you try to go around telling everyone, hey, I've got loads of money, because otherwise, yeah, you'd have a lot of trouble. But people want to wait. I mean, I get enough spammers now from different countries who believe because you're somewhere else that you've got loads of money, and they want to rip you off because they're somewhere else and it doesn't matter. They don't have to worry about you. So I've definitely got all that. So at the moment I've got baby Doge is pumping away, and it's kind of 3x from me. I bought about £12 worth when it was 33% down, and then they had the Elon Musk tweet, and then it went up 100%. It's sort of bouncing and pumping, and it's also what you call a hyper deflationary coin. So what happens is that it reduces in numbers the more you purchase it and burn. There's like a taxation system in place, and it will give 5% back to the holders and 5% will go into this other place. And I think 1% goes into some charity wallet which supports dogs, which is fine. And I'm also looking at crypto charities. It's a bit like I've got trillions of coins, but they support people with education and stuff in Africa. And the other thing is, people say, well, how can they be so cheap? You have to remember, different countries also different financial levels. So, you know, like at one point £1 was sort of like 36 rand, and so or someone's whole wages might be one rand. They might get I think they get £1 a day. Someone was saying they're paying someone in South Africa, which is, you think that's, you know, I think it's quite incredible. But so I go a lot. So if I spend 30 something pound on an investment, or I spend £100, you know, I've spent most of the person's year wages, what they'll be spending. But hopefully it makes things more universal in time. And like I say, invest in projects. So any cheap asset, I'm looking at the entire website, looking at a white paper. Is it what sort of level of a meme? I mean, if it's too cheap and funny, I might not go with it. But some of them, if it's so low, then you might as well just like £1 here, and it gets you 1 trillion tokens or something. I mean, that's what pretty much I did. For 60p, I got like so many trillion tokens in this charity for children in Africa, get them education and stuff like that. I mean, I could spend more, but I realise there's not that many tokens in the actual thing. If I put in £100, I could buy up the whole charity almost. Or I'll be a humongous whale in it, and that's the other issue: whale responsibility. So if you're a whale, you're an investor in it, and so you want to make sure it's successful. And so what you don't want to do is put out your money and basically drop the price for the ground. I mean, you could use the market to panic someone, and what you could do is just before, if you know Bitcoin's going to crash or going to go downwards, you whale out, and that will suddenly drop it, and then people are panicked because they think, oh, it's the whole market's going, and then it causes another sort of chain reaction effect, basically. So anyway, that was the thing. I think it was just really what I wanted to talk about was Bitcoin going up, and or any alts. If someone holds any type of token, I'm not suggesting and I'm not advising about finance or anything like that. It's just opportunity, really, money that you could, disposable income you can shove somewhere like that, rather than buy pizza maybe one night or something. It might set you up as a a millionaire, maybe a billionaire in the future. But I don't know what I'll be, where I'll be in 10 years' time. It'd be interesting to see how it all develops. But like I say, I only buy what I need and hold the rest because it's a hyper deflationary coin. It being there generates me token, creates passive income, so I can get what I need without having to worry about anything. Anyway, it's the biggest one. I've had a great one. As we say, bye.